Guys, it's Amy with Recipe Tryouts. Today we are coming in with chicken parmesan, parmesan, whatever. I'm white. I don't say stuff like that because I don't know how. Anyway, so today's recipe is a little, it's pretty standard, but I'm going to add a few things into it just to liven it up a little bit for our taste at our home, which you can do at your home. You can take stuff out, put stuff in, whatever you want to do. So we are going to do that, and we're also going to make some vegetables and some pasta to go along with it. So let's get started. So the recipe comes from the Better Homes and Gardens prize-winning cookbook, prize-winning recipes. I've been using this one for over a decade at least. My mother has one from the 60s that she uses still, and she just kind of buys a new one every 10 or so years because they come up with new ones. But it has a lot of cool information in it. It has measurements, it has measurement conversions, and it also has guides to what cuts of meat work best for what things. So it's a pretty cool book to have in your kitchen. Okay, guys, so for this recipe, what we're going to need is a pretty good like marinara tomato sauce. Normally I would make mine, but for this particular one I'm just using this stuff. It's the stuff my husband likes, so whatever. You're also gonna need your chicken, some seasoned breadcrumbs, whatever kind you like, some extra oregano just for a little bit more flavor to it, cooking spray for the pan to cook in the oven, 2 eggs, and your cheeses, your Parmesan and mozzarella. Now, if you want to make your sauce, you can. In this particular recipe, they have us making the sauce, but I don't want to today because I'm tired. But, so yeah, it's 2 eggs, and then just salt and pepper and whatever seasonings you want for this particular recipe. You'll also need a couple of dishes to dredge the chicken in for the eggs and the breadcrumbs. So for the chicken part, we're gonna need a couple inch deep pan and a oven safe baking sheet for getting it all melty together and stuff. And also you're going to need some cooking oil to basically fry the chicken in. So I'm gonna use vegetable oil just because it works really good and it's got a pretty decent smoke point. So if you don't care about that, use whatever the crap you want. Preheat your oven to 425. That was very loud. And I always just go ahead and put the spray on the pan, just kind of like that. Just a single layer, you don't gotta drench it or anything. That way, it'll be all okay. The breadcrumb mixture, just take your regular breadcrumbs, your unopened seasoned ones, if you have them. If not, you can season breadcrumbs with Italian seasoning and it's just the same. Just pour a bunch in there. You can always add more if you need more later. Then you get some of your Parmesan cheese. Open this up. Just kind of pour that in there like that. Some people use grated Parmesan for this part. I like to use shredded just because I like it better. And I just take a little spoon and just kind of mix it around. That way the chicken gets a nice coat of everything. So that's how you make that part. And then the eggs, you just put in here, beat them with a fork or a whisk or whatever, and then you're set to go. Before we start messing with our chicken, let's go ahead and get our pan heated. Come on, work. Woo. I gotta clean it, sorry. So we'll get our pan going. We'll go ahead and put the oil in. Just about that much, which is about half an inch deep-ish. So that's all you need for that. This will heat up good, and then we will get the chicken. So we got our eggs in our little dish here, so I'm just giving them a little whisk up. Just a little bit so that it mixes pretty good. Doesn't have to be perfect, obviously, because nothing is ever perfect, and if you try to make it perfect, you will end up sad. So, okay, we've got that. Good. So let's get a knife, little knife, to open up our chicken. I can never get these damn things open. So, okay. Egg, breadcrumbs, pan. Cool. Nope. Knife there. There. Okay, so this one, I'm just gonna one dry hand dredge. Take a little bit of your stuff, put it in there. Yep, it's about ready. You always use one dry hand and one wet hand for this stuff. Nice and coated. Okay. Place it to fry. Okay. Get this nice and coated. Oh, this one's in here doing that. And place that one to fry. And one more will fit in this pan as it stands. So this one, put it in here. And there we have our 3 in the pan frying up. So we'll let these fry about 2 to 3 minutes aside until they're easily moved out of the pan, or off of the bottom of the pan, so that way they don't lose any of their crunch or their chicken or anything else. So 2 to 3 minutes each side, sometimes 4 depending on how hot it is, but that'll do. Okay. Guys, you see how that looks? That's after about 3 minutes of cooking on each side, and that will be how we put things into the oven. Okay guys, this is what they look like coming out. and we will be putting them together as soon as the other 3 are done. So while we are cooking the last pieces of our chicken, I'm gonna go ahead and start our water for our pasta. So we've got this pot about halfway full. Just gonna put as much salt as the ancestors say too. That's about good. And get the lid. Cover that sucker up so that it boils. And then once that's boiled, we will put our pasta in and get that going while the chicken cooks. Okay, y'all, so now that our chicken is fried up how we want it, nice and brown, toasty looking, we are going to spoon our sauce on top. We like saucy stuff around here, so you put a good helping on each one. Now the sauce doesn't have to be hot or warm when you do this, because it will get cooked in the oven whenever the cooked chicken is cooking the rest of the way with the cheese and everything on it. So don't need to worry about that. But obviously if you're using homemade sauce, then it's gonna have that. So what I like to do, instead of doing Parmesan first on these, is using mozzarella first, just because it's meltier and stuff. So I just put a good splat of it on there. Just measure to your heart's content. Doesn't have to be measured or perfect or anything, because this is for you and your family. If you're going to make it for guests, they will like this so much they won't care if it's measured, because this is always a winner. Okay. Cheesy. What kind of cheese isn't yours? Nacho cheese. That is a chunk of that. Okay. So, that's the mozzarella. It melts better than Parmesan too. It has a lower melting point. Since Parmesan is a hard cheese, it will take longer for it to melt. Put you right there. So we're gonna get our Parmesan. Just sprinkle some of that on there. And once we get all this done, pop it in the oven till it's cooked. Okay, so now let's get this in the oven. We have our oven on the middle. In the middle of this, we have a rack in the middle of the oven. You just slide these on here. Close it up, and then set a timer for about 15 minutes, and then check it after that. So our water is boiling good. So now we're going to add our pasta. I chose rigatoni for tonight. And just plop that in there. Try not to get hit by falling water. And then we are going to Give this just a stir, one little like roundabout the pot. Cover it, and then we're going to let that boil while the chicken cooks the rest of the way. The chicken continues to cook. We are going to start heating our sauce for the pasta. And I combined what was left of the ragu jar with a can of just tomato sauce and added some Italian seasonings in there. Italian seasoning, measure to your heart, just like every other seasoning we use. And that is what we will use with our pasta when it's ready. So our chicken is finished. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna move it to a plate right here so that we have room to work with the rest of our meal stuff. We have our beautiful chicken Parmesan with the cheese and the sauce and the crispy crust and everything. So, our pasta is waiting and our veggies are steaming. Everybody, so here we have our veggies, our pasta, our sauce, and the star, the chicken Parmesan, ready for us. So that's our video for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and keep your alerts on so that you can find out when we're doing something new. Thanks so much.